What's going on, guys? It's your boy Stickwork from MaddenSchool.com here with another Madden 20 tip. Today we're going to be on the defensive side of the ball. I'm in the New York Jets defensive playbook. We're in Big Dime 146 and we're just using cover 3 sky. I'm going to show you a couple ways that I like to play coverage D from this Big Dime 146 with the cover 3 sky formation. I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do against gun bunch as well. But the main thing I'm going to show you is because I like to press coverage with it, and if you like to press coverage or cover 3, I'm actually show this with the bunch flipped because Byron Jones on the left side can actually press pretty well. But so let's say if you press coverage in a cover 3 and you leave the outside corners on the outside thirds, as you see right there. So we're just going to put B on a streak. And as you see, he just gets completely torched up top. Granted, he didn't catch that one, but if, you know, that wasn't Demaryius Thomas and he had a little bit more speed or just a little bit better in general, it's probably a touchdown. I'll try to show that again. So as you see, he just breaks cut, breaks press. And that can be an easy way for your opponent to get 6 points if you like to press coverage when running coverage D out of like a cover 3 sky. So now what I'm going to show you real quick is if we press coverage, but we actually change that outside corner to an outside quarter zone instead of the inside third. So if you change them to an outside quarter, and again we'll just put our receiver on a streak, you're going to see he doesn't press coverage, therefore he's not going to just get cooked like that. The receiver's not going to be able to break press. Also at the same time, if you press coverage and then put him in a deep half instead of the outside third, also not going to press coverage. And your defender's just going to back off, and he won't be able to get burnt up top. So then I'll just show it with both guys and outside quarters. And so what I do is always that slot cornerback, or right here, the guy that's blitzing, I normally man him up to somebody. And now who I normally man him up to is the slot receiver. Unless they're in like some type of weird formation, then maybe we could man him up to somebody else. But I'd man him up to a slot receiver. So it's something like that. So as you see, nobody's getting burnt up top. Our guys are playing back. Now the reason why I man him up to that slot receiver is for this reason right here. So if we put them both on outside quarters, so our deep blue zones on the right and left sides of the field, what would happen is if they streaked this inside or slot receiver, the RB receiver, we're actually going to be beat up top with an outside pass lead. So that's why I say you man him up to kind of take that away from your opponent. So like a popular play, verticals, is normally set up something similar to this. And then they sometimes motion out B or just leave them like this. So adjustments I will make for this is press coverage, outside quarter, both outside cornerbacks. So that way our corners will not press, and they will drop back into coverage and nobody will be beat up top. Then I go ahead and man up that slot receiver. So if I know they're running verticals a lot and that's what I'm trying to adjust to, I go ahead and take this guy, who can either be a linebacker or you can sub in a safety there. I chose to sub in a safety. You can man him up to the tight end. So now our assignment on this play is going to be to cover the X receiver on the slant. Basically anything that slants across from that X receiver spot, because the X receiver can't beat us up top. Even if he runs a streak, our outside quarter will get him. So our assignment would be that X receiver. So we see that X receiver coming across. We're just here. As you see, literally everything's completely covered. And normally they don't have that much time to throw it, especially if you're using a team with a good D-line. As you see, our DeMarcus Lawrence just got his X Factor. So I'll just show that again. You can run cloud flats if you want. I would run clouds just so they can't quick throw that wheel route. And then a lot of times I like to slant outside the line. And that sometimes just gets a little bit better rush. You can even spread your linebackers if you'd like. But normally I just keep them the same just so my opponent can't tell that I'm in coverage D. So as you see, that wasn't even our X Factor guy that got in. Then again, I'll just run it again if they're running like a popular vertical setup. So again, the adjustments are pretty quick once you get them down in this formation. Then again, our job would be to guard this slant. And as you see, everything is completely covered. And if they have a quarterback that can rush, you know, then that's when you might want to make different adjustments. Maybe you're putting that guy in a spy. You know, you're doing something along the lines of that. And then we have 3 guys blitzing and a spy, nowhere for the quarterback to go. So again, we can put them in deep halves as well. That's going to make sure we pretty much don't get bombed by anything. That's when we can put that nickel cornerback or slot cornerback in really anything we want. You know, you might want to do that. You might want to run deep halves if you're having to spy their quarterback. Something like that. And so that's just good coverage defense. And as you see, again, they will not press. So that's the really important thing, is that our guys don't try to jam their receivers in zone coverage, because that will get beat over top a lot. So you can run deep halves or outside quarters instead. And so that's just a little bit of how I like to run some of my coverage defense. Obviously, if they're running different plays or different formations, the adjustments are different. The adjustments really are different for every single player I play. So there's no real way for me to show you all of my adjustments because they vary game to game. But so as always, guys, it's stick work. I'm with MaddenSchool.com, and I hope you enjoyed this tip.